Hello again. Welcome back. It's Andrew returning to talk about democracy and the things that we can do with it. Now, many of the questions, or one of the questions that's come in is about, okay, so we get a democracy, how is government going to work? Well, the good news is if we switch to democracy tomorrow, and we could quite literally switch to democracy tomorrow, nothing would really change. You've got to understand that government is made up of two parts. There is the government of the civil service and there's the executive of the government. So the government, well, of the executive of the parliament, I should say, made up of the members that we elect on our, sort of whatever period it is they decide that we can elect them on in the one day that we're allocated to do that with a pencil and a piece of paper. It's dodgy as all hell. Anyway, so if you consider how the process runs, generally what happens is that legislation, which is the meat of what passes through Parliament, is being built out of necessity. So it's to update old stuff, or it's to answer new needs and demands. Mostly it's drafted by portfolio ministries, which are staffed by our public servants, the people that we pay for with our taxes. So all that happens is that we are simply replacing the authority of the executive who get our franchise, our vote, to act in our behalf, and that's what representation is about. It's our consent for them to make a decision on our behalf, because remember, historically, democracy used to be all of us having a say and telling those public servants what was what. So we revoke that franchise, and all that happens is that we would replace the executive power of government with a 30-day process of polling and consideration. So rather than take the average, I think it's about 15 to 18 months for the progress of a bill to travel from its inception to being put into law, I'm figuring we could do it in radically less time as a population, because let's face it, when we're all having a discussion, everything comes out in the open. So there's no real hidden agendas. And we can see what happens. At present, what do we have? We have parties who run our politics. And as we understand, they are not primarily beholden to us as voters, other than at the times they want to be elected. That's when they make promises on party platforms, which, my goodness, what other business gives you a promise that there is no necessity to keep? There is no guarantee. There's no money-back guarantee. You can't revoke the franchise of a politician just because they failed to meet a promise. It happens all the time. We wouldn't have a parliament. It'd be chaos. So we need to understand that we can, quite literally, take over from Parliament. Simple process. Get the issue, consider the issue, 30 days, vote on it. If it's all good, great. If not, sometime or immediately, we can reconsider and make another choice. That's it. It's not all that different. It just means that rather than sitting there at the news and throwing bricks at the politician who is obstructing the development of a sane climate policy, a sane asylum seeker policy, any one of a number of completely retarded, I can't say that word, things that they do on our behalf, we can make change. I truly believe that rather than just giving Aboriginal people a voice in Parliament, the single quickest path to change and possible recognition is to give us all a voice, as we did in 1968, when the majority of Australians came together and in a public referendum started recognising Aboriginal people as human rather than as flora and fauna. So yeah, it remains the same. You need to vote to make change. Apathy is a choice, but it has a consequence. All right, thanks and out.